Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, hey.
I am Tam.
I'm Ree.
And we are
The
Best
Best
Buds. So today, you guys, we're going to be speaking about the adoption process and the effects of, or not the effects, but how can I say that?
My experience
Right.
Adopting a child in my 50s.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
So, Teresa, before we go into details,
Yeah.
let's start off with the process.
Well, first off, in my case, I had to foster my grandson first.
Okay.
For a while. He was initially in foster care for 5 years. And then I didn't even know that I had a grandson. And so when I found out, I was like, I want my grandson.
Now, how did you find that out?
The county where he was at contacted me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and said that, did you know, that you have a grandson that's in foster care? Would you be interested in adopting him?
Okay.
And I was like, yes. Immediately. I didn't even have to think about it. I was like, yeah, of course.
Okay.
Now, mind you, I was like, this was probably like 5 years ago, and I was, in my 50s. I'm still in my 50s, but I'm almost 58. And so when I agreed to do it, it was really a rough time because my ex-husband was not on board. And I was married for 17 years, and I helped raise his children, which I love dearly, as my own. But he wasn't on board, and so I decided to say, screw you, and I'm going to raise my grandson with you or without you. And so I left everything. I moved back home, and my grandson came. My family helped me with my grandson to get everything going and, get him in school and, and all of that stuff. And so I had to foster him for a certain amount of time. So I fostered him for probably about 2 years. And so the house had to be inspected, and then we had a social worker. I had a social worker come out once a month to talk to me, talk to my grandson, to make sure he's doing well. They even had someone go out to the school that he goes to see him, to make sure he's doing well. It's been a life-changing process for me.
Now, were there any times that you felt like saying, maybe I'm too old for this? I probably can't do this.
There were some moments where, before he even came, where I said, I don't know if I can do this. I'm so tired all the time. I'm in menopause. I just, my life has just drastically changed. I've had some trauma in my life, and I just was like, but then I said to myself, but I can't see him suffering.
Yeah.
And being with a stranger. There's some strange people out there in this world.
Right.
And you see it all the time about foster children and how they've been treated. And I just couldn't see that happening to him.
Yeah.
Mind you, I had never met him. And so when he was in foster care, and before he came to me, I called him every Sunday for about 2 years.
That's before you adopted him,
Before we got him.
Okay.
Yeah, every Sunday. And, just so that he can get to know me.
Okay.
And I'm really grateful for the foster parents that had him initially, because they had him and his 2 siblings.
And so what happened to the 2 siblings?
So the 2 siblings, one went with her grandmother.
Okay.
She went with her grandmother and grandfather in Chicago. And the other, the oldest brother, went with the original foster parents. They adopted him.
Now, where was Kayshawn originally? What state was he living in?
North Dakota.
North Dakota. Okay.
Yeah. And so when Kayshawn came, it was very difficult.
Yes.
Because he wasn't used to an African American family.
Okay. Because he is mixed.
He
is interracial.
He's interracial, and he was
very
with
handsome young boy.
Caucasian family, which we love dearly. We love them, but he wasn't used to, an African American home, and so the music, the food, all of that was so different for him. And also, I think at the time when he came, I want to say he was maybe like around 6.
Okay.
So it was like really hard.
Yeah, because that's almost like you're raising not an infant child, but a very young child. And at 50 years old, raising a 7-year-old, that can be something. That can be something because, you know, as our other video, if you go and watch our other video, we spoke of patience.
Yeah.
So when we're in our 50s, our patience is kind of thin.
It's very
so
thin.
Raising a 7-year-old, I can imagine at some times it was really difficult because your patience is not as it used to be when you were a little younger. Yeah.
And then, you know, I forgot all about a lot of things about raising a child. I forgot about like what's needed for school. You know, having to help with homework and buying school clothes and, you know, going to basketball games, all these things.
Yeah, because you got to put them in activities.
Exactly.
You got to be present.
Exactly.
Really.
And now that I'm in my 50s, late 50s, you know, I want to go out and have a good time.
Yeah.
I want to travel. I want to cruise. I want to, you know, but I have to make sure I have a babysitter.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes that's a little frustrating.
Yeah.
Have I ever said to myself, this isn't fair? Of course.
Yeah.
Of course I have.
Yeah.
But, you know, when I think about the outcome, I said God chose me for a reason.
Yes.
And He has a beautiful life. And I think that He's going to do well. Have I had a lot of challenges? I have.
Yeah.
But to go back, he was here, and then social worker came out once a month. I had to take a bunch of classes.
That's what I was going to ask you. What type of like background checks or anything do they run when you're trying to be a foster parent, or in your case now, an adopted grandmother?
So when you're a foster parent, what they do is they do a background check on you, just to, you know, they ask you a bunch of questions about your childhood, your upbringing, and things of that nature. They do a criminal background check on you. They also, they want references, like, you know, from people that know me, you know, so they can get, you know, a reference about myself. And, you know, how I've been, you know, with the person that was giving the reference or whatever. You know, so they do that. You have to be fingerprinted. You have to take first aid classes. I mean, so many classes about foster care. You know, there are some things that some people don't agree with when it comes to foster care. Like, for instance, you give the child a cell phone. You can't take it away. It's theirs.
Yeah. You know what? I don't mean to interrupt you, but years ago, me and Lamont did a foster class, right? And I think that's one of the reasons why we didn't go along with the foster care is because one of the things where at the time we were into church and we're Christians.
Right.
And being a foster parent, I didn't know, but you cannot pick the child's religion. If they say that they're Catholic, you have to take them to a Catholic church. You know, in foster care. So I don't know if it's different for adoption, but you can't. You know, it's so many rules. You know,
there are a lot of rules.
Yeah,
there are a lot of rules. I mean, you know, and when they're bad and all that stuff, you know, you can't spank them. You know, you're not supposed to do that. You can't do that. I mean, you can't. There's just so many things. You know, if it's their room, it's their room. You know, you're not
even as an adopted, or that was foster. So now, as an adopted parent, you're pretty much really his mom.
I'm his mom.
So now you can call the shots and.
My name is on the birth certificate.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So once we went through the through the foster portion of it, and then when I decided
to, inch tear. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So once we were able to get to the adoption process, I had to get an attorney. The attorney charged me $1,500 to adopt my grandson. Now the good thing is that the $1,500 was given to me by the state.
Okay.
And so that's a good thing.
Oh wow.
So sometimes, and I don't know about your state, but they can help you. So ask about it. I mean, for those personal adoptions outside of, like, you know, dealing with state and stuff, I don't know about those. But this one came like directly through the state. I get a stipend every month for him until he's 18.
Awesome.
And I did adopt him finally. Thank goodness. But so I still get that. I still get he has Medi-Cal until he is 21, I believe. And then every once in a while they'll redo an assessment as he gets older. to see if he needs other things.
Okay.
And so they will assist me with that part of it. But yes, when I adopted him, I changed his last name. And then also, so I am written down as his mom on his birth certificate, but I'm his grandmother, so now he's excited because he can finally go on a cruise.
Yeah. And I want to say this too. She said something in the beginning that her ex-husband did not want to deal with the child or bring him in the home, so she decided to leave. I want to just say something here. It was more to that. She just didn't leave because, she had several conversations, tried to meet in the middle. So I don't want you guys thinking that she just left her husband because he didn't want.
There was other things. Other things besides that. Way more things. Oh that wasn't the deal.
So she tried to work that situation out. But it didn't work for her. And her grandson is important.
He's very important.
So she had to do what she had to do.
That just was the deal breaker.
Right.
At that point.
That's what I wanted to
Sorry about that. Thank you. But it's been challenging. Very, very challenging. I've had a lot of happy moments. I've had some tears. I've had to reach to God for just some wisdom. Some help.
Now, speaking of help, how is your family dynamic support? So, do you have a lot of support?
Oh, I have great support.
Okay.
My sister, I thank her so much, and her husband.
Shout out to you, Michelle.
And Biggin. Shondell Weezy. Man. They have been a tremendous help. Oh man. My sister, she helps give me breaks when I need them. Awesome. She can tell when I need a break. She lets me go out and do what I want to do whenever I need to, just so I can still have a life, and enjoy my life. And so I'm very grateful for both of them. I really am. And my significant other is very helpful with Kayshawn. And so it's just, I've had a great family dynamic, and all my friends and family. You guys have been a great supporter for me. It's been really rough, but he's getting older. I remember one day someone told me that he's not going to be 6 forever.
Right.
And now he's almost 10.
He's almost 10.
He's
Wait
almost
a minute.
10.
Hold on. So when I met Kayshawn, he was 6 years old. When you got him, how old was he?
He was 6.
Really?
Yeah. He's almost 10
Y'all,
now.
time goes. You got to start appreciating life and things and people, because I'm telling you, time really goes by.
It goes by. Yeah, and so now he wants an earring in his ear, and I'm like, oh, no earring, but he's starting to mature. I can see that. And so it's getting better. It's getting better.
Now, does he still have contact or access to his dad? Because the dad's your son, right?
The dad is my son.
So does he still communicate with his dad?
He does, and he does communicate with his mom. And
awesome.
That is due to my choice.
Oh, good.
I had the choice to be able to let them communicate with both.
Okay.
I let Kayshawn talk to his mom, especially for special occasions and things of that nature, because at the end of the day, those are his parents.
That's right.
And I still want him to be able to communicate with them. He still communicates with his siblings. I make sure that they do that.
That's good.
His brother, sometimes they come out and visit Kayshawn during the summertime, and we send gifts and things of that nature and pictures, and so it's a big family dynamic that we definitely have for all of the kids. So
now let me ask you this, because we know that when a child is either in foster care, they start off in foster care, right? So we know the reason why they're there is because something happened with their parents, that they can't be with their parents.
Exactly.
So now that you are the mother on the birth certificate, is it safe to say that the dad or the mom can have access to him when they want to? It's up to you, totally up to you?
It's totally up to me.
But if you say
no, then that means no.
But if you say yes, they can go stay, like spend the night with their parent.
They
Okay,
can.
okay,
They can.
okay. Because in foster care, that's a no.
That is a no.
But now you have control.
Yes,
It's
I
okay.
have control. Yeah,
Okay.
because both of the parents lost their parental rights.
All right.
So yeah, I have control over that.
Okay.
You know, so
Okay.
and yeah, you know, so I think that, you know, fostering a child is a great thing, and adopting a child is even a bigger thing because you can help save someone's life. And I think that, you know, one day Kayshawn will know that he's a very lucky child.
Yes.
And he has everything that he can wish for.
Yes.
And I think he's going to do good things. He wants to go into the Army.
Yeah.
Army or Air Force.
Oh.
Air Force. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a journey.
Yeah.
It definitely has been a journey. So for all of you out there that's, you know, waiting to adopt, hang in there. You know, just do everything that they ask. Give them everything that they ask for. The adoption classes, it's very lengthy.
Right.
It's very lengthy.
Right.
Yeah.
Now let me say this. You told us about the process. Now that you're in it, you're full blown in it. You're adopted mom now. What would you have done different if you had known what you know now about adoption? Is there anything that you would have done different? And how can you tell the people that's even considering being an adopted parent, what suggestions can you give them to do first before they even consider going about it? What can you tell them to start with first?
Well, I think for me, the most important thing, well, for me, I wish I was younger.
Okay.
That's number one.
Okay.
I wish I was younger to do this because my energy level isn't the same as it used to be.
Okay.
My patience is not the same as it used to
Okay.
be. And then also, you know, I have, you know, goals and things that I'm working on towards my retirement coming up in a few years. So I'm just like, you know, I really wanted to just relax and not have to be running all over the place and going to basketball games and stuff like that. But for anyone out there that's interested in fostering, I still feel like it's a good thing.
Yes.
I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, they need us.
Yeah. Would you tell them to research? Because you're a big research person.
Yeah, I am.
So just research.
Research what are the requirements to foster a child, and then, you know, you can contact your local you know, social services agency and see what they have to do. But there's numbers out there where you can call if you're interested in your state to adopt. You know, as far as foster, as far as the age and all of that. You know, so but there's a lot of kids out there that really need our help. Yeah, you know? Support
groups I would think would be fine.
You know, support groups are great.
There's Facebook.
Yeah, I'm on a couple support groups where you know, people that have adopted children. And it's very helpful. Okay. My daughter's in social services, so I've reached out to her many times for additional assistance on certain things that I didn't understand. So and then also, you know, pay attention to their mental health. It's very important because some of them come from a lot of trauma. My grandson did come from trauma. And so I try to make sure that I keep an eye on him. Okay. You know, there's certain things that I pick up that, you know, I feel like, you know, maybe he might need to get some therapy, but I'm not sure. You know, so I'm watching that, you know, and also I monitor his calls when he talks to his parents, just to make sure things are, you know, neutral. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I think that, you know, doing your research, just be ready for that. Yeah. Because it's a commitment. If you're going to foster to adopt, remember that you're going for the long haul until they're 18 plus. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. My kids are grown and gone, but I'm still their mom. Right. My other kids, you know, and they always need me. Yeah. So I'm still there. So, you know, just remember that. Yeah. 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 Do your research. Get the child the proper counseling or care that they need. Because I remember, Teresa, when he first got with you, he was taking Benadryl to go to sleep. Yeah, and that wasn't me. Right. No, it wasn't you. It wasn't His eating was different. Yeah, it was now. Really different. I mean, Kayshawn is just like thriving. I mean, so handsome. Even though she said he's probably a lot to handle sometimes. Yeah, he's a child, you know, but very intelligent. He's very intelligent. Oh my God, he's so sweet. Yeah, he's so sweet. Smart. So I'm really happy as her friend. I'm happy that she stuck it out and that now that she's the
parent.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would suggest that if you have a heart for it and patience is really
You
needed.
gotta have a lot of patience.
That you go for that. There's so many kids out here that needs a loving home.
Oh yeah, so many.
You'll be surprised.
Yeah.
And I know, you know, it might be hard. I've never been in a situation, but I can imagine, you know, that it could be hard. But I think in the long run, it'll be worth it all.
Yeah.
You know, especially Teresa, you know, I know she says she got to take him here, take him there.
Yeah.
But little do you know, it's probably making you more lively. You know, because I don't think if you didn't have him, you wouldn't be ripping and running like you do to take him here and there.
No, I would not be.
You know, so I think that is
not.
good for you, even though it maybe don't feel like it sometimes.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes now that you say that, I think I need to try to think about it like
Yeah.
that, because you know, he wants to get back into basketball and stuff this summer and football and all that stuff, and I'm just like, oh my God, I'm gonna get up and go. And
Yeah.
I like to lay down. You know what I mean? I'm tired.
Yeah.
I like to lay down.
Yeah.
but you know, I'm going to do what I have to do.
Yeah, you're doing a good job, friend. I must tell you that you're doing. You know, I know however old he is now, it's not easy because our kids is grown and gone.
I know.
Right, but you're doing a very good job.
It's not easy.
So
I know at the beginning it was so hard. And when I tell you, I cried.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I cried.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
It was rough, guys. I mean, I cried.
Yeah. And let me say this too: don't do it for the money. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't even know how much the money is. The money's probably not even, you know, what it is. But a lot of you guys, or a lot of people, go into it for the money. And that's the wrong reason to adopt children.
That is.
You know, the money will be there, however much that is, but go into it because you want to help somebody.
Well, let me just say, the money is not going to pay all your bills.
Yeah.
Let me just say that.
Yeah.
It is not.
Yeah.
It's there to care for the child. The money's it's to assist the child.
Yeah. You know, and do it with a loving heart, because I've seen so many people get into it for that, and then they end up abusing the children, neglecting the children. They're at the nail shop and their kids have toe-up shoes on. The clothes is not, like she said, that money is really for the children.
It's for the children.
I mean, it's for you to maintain your household,
right?
But it's not also, for you, you know, to be looking all glamorous and the child is left in waste, like you're not combing their hair,
right?
You're not. So love on the children. Do it for the right reasons. I'm saying, the right reason.
You know, for me, every month I strive to make sure that, you know, I check in. I what do you need?
Yep.
You know, do you need
John looks good too.
Do you have
his snacks and everything?
Snacks, and, you know, and all that stuff. You know, and then yesterday I saw him. I picked him up from school. He threw something on and had a hole in his knee. I said, you know good and well I told you not to wear that.
And that's one thing. She doesn't let him just leave out any type of way.
Yeah,
she made sure.
You had them.
Yeah.
See, sometimes when I give him free reign, then I got to pull him back, because then he just throws anything in a bag and just put anything on, and so I don't like that. You know what I mean? So but so that's my story when it comes to adoption. I think it's a good thing. You know, if you're in your 50s, it's hard. And believe it or not, when I was in the class for adopting, there were so many seniors adopting their children's child.
Wow.
So many.
Wow.
So this is not something that is uncommon.
Yeah. So because of that, Teresa, what message would you send to parents before even losing their children to the system? What message would you give to parents?
What I would say is, for those parents, get the help that you need.
Yes.
Work with social services. Do any and everything you can to keep your child.
Yes. That's right.
But I mean, that's all I can say.
Yeah.
You know, and show that you're trying.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying. Show that you're trying. You know, I just don't see anyway.
And for you people that have unfortunately lost your child for whatever circumstances, and thank God that your kinfolks have chosen to step in for you. Be considerate. If you have the means, be considerate to not only say that, oh, okay, my grandmother got my child or my mama got my child and I'm free. Maybe, but be considerate to the person that chose to pick up the slack for you and lend a helping hand. No, maybe you can't, get them to spend a night with you, but you can send a couple of dollars. You know, you can call your child and say, you know what, let me talk to them. You know, so on and so forth. You can come down for the weekend and say, let me spend the day you know,
Right.
with you. Let me come spend the night, mom or grandma or dad at your house, and take the load off. Let you go out, you know, because even though you've lost your parental rights, that doesn't mean you're still not a mom or you're still not a dad.
That's correct.
You
That's
know,
correct.
so show some kindness to the person
Right.
that helped you out.
Exactly.
You know,
And you know, what's interesting, it's a little sad though, but
Yeah.
recently, I think it was Easter that just passed, and I asked my grandson, did he want to call his mom to say Happy Easter? And he was like, well, no, not really. I don't really know what to say.
Okay.
I'm like, oh man. So
Yeah.
you can see how that transition of him being with me for so long and not really being around his mom has affected him.
Yeah.
But I still make sure
Yeah.
that I ask if he wants to talk
And
to
then
his
let him
mom.
make the decision.
Let him make the decision.
Yeah.
Even let him talk to his dad.
Yeah.
Their conversations are so short too. It's
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
you know, and
Yeah.
I think that he's starting to know that, hey, it is what it is. That's
Yeah.
my parents, but
Yeah.
I live with my grandma,
Yeah.
and I'm happy,
Yeah.
and this is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And keep in mind for the parent that kids don't forget.
No, they don't.
You know, you might think they're young, but they have a photographic memory.
Yeah.
And they remember everything.
They
And
do.
understand that they're going to get a point where they're older.
That's true.
They're 20s.
That's true.
And they're 21. And maybe they'll make something out themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the time for you to come around
Right.
and then try to be in their life. This is the time right now
Right.
where if you have an opportunity, if God still gives you breath in your body, you have your limbs that you can get up and walk around and you understand what's going on. This is a time that you make memories with your child, regardless of the situation. Make memories with your child. It's not the child's responsibility to reach out to you,
Right.
because they're the child. So
Right.
it's your responsibility to reach to your child.
That's correct.
I mean, you might not get a good reception
That's true.
all the time.
That's true.
But that doesn't mean that you stop.
That's true.
You know,
That's true.
so be mindful of that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, even just sending a 99-cent card,
Yes.
just to say, hey, thinking about you,
Yeah.
would make that child's day.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? Even if you can write a handwritten one, get some scratch paper, you know, and draw him a googly face. Maybe that's something that a child would do for you. So there's all kind of ways.
Right, and I mean, he has a cell phone, so you can text every day and just say, have a good day.
Yeah, all kind of ways. So
I mean, it's
never
not hard.
never lose that.
Yeah.
You know, all children, and I'm telling you as an adult that never really had my dad in my life, my real dad. Every child yearns for their biological parent.
That's true.
So please don't lose sight of that.
That's true.
Always try to do your best as a parent to reach out to your child if you know where they are. Reach out to them. It doesn't take nothing, but I mean, we're on social media all the time.
That's correct.
You know, we're doing what we want to do, but reach out to your children.
Yeah.
So anything else, Teresa, that you got to say about the adoption?
No, I think that's it. I think that my grandson is a gift
He
from
is.
God, and I'm very blessed to have my friends, my family, for to support me, and I think he's going to do good things in life.
Yes.
And then once he's off, then I can actually really enjoy my senior life.
Yes.
And he's off and gone.
Yes, and I know he appreciates you, Teresa.
I know he does.
And I'm telling you for Kayshawn, thank you for being such a good grandma.
Thank you.
And just taking him in your 50s,
Thank
you know,
you.
and bringing him into your home and just loving him the way that you do.
Thank you.
So, you guys, if there's nothing else that Miss Ree has to say, once again, I am Tam.
I'm Ree.
And we are the Best Buds. We will talk to you soon.
Bye. That was good.
It was.
That was good.
It was good.
Yay.